Hey there folks, I'm Yaesha and welcome back to Only Boss Fights. Today we are going to show you how to obtain every weapon in Yaesha. Yaesha boasts some impressive weapons that can enhance specialized builds. So without further ado, let's dive right in. While Yaesha may not have many firearms to collect, it makes up for it in quality of the weapons. First handgun we're going to go for is Sorrow. This is probably the easiest to obtain because you would likely come across it in your first playthrough or one of your first adventure mode runs. For me, I had this on my first playthrough and at least 2 more times going through adventure mode that I could get this. So first you will find Keula's Rest, if it has been generated for your run through. This area is a linear temple that will have the Tear of Keula at the end. Pick this up and you will be transported back to the center of the temple. This will initiate the Keula's Shadow Boss fight. If you dodge the tentacles and stay out of the water by following the plans, you should not have too many issues with her. Then as you head through the world, you will come across a blue lighted tree. Midra, the spirit of the natural world and Keula's sister, will appear. She will ask you questions which, depending on your answers, will give you one of 2 traits. But you don't have to worry, whichever way this goes, you can still get Sorrow. After answering the questions, talk to her again and she will sense you have something of her sister's. To get Sorrow, you must give the ring to her. The choice is yours because early on in the game, the ring can be a real advantage with it giving 2 more relic uses. If you give the ring to her, she will give you the handgun Sorrow. Sorrow resembles a handheld crossbow with 5 rounds per reload and the mod Eulogy. Eulogy allows to recall the bolts fired which deal 30 damage when pulled from enemies that have already been struck with bolts and enemies they will strike on their return. Recalled bolts also grant 2% of max HP. The second handgun you can get in Yaesha is not as easy as the first one. The bolt driver is quite challenging to attain, but don't worry, I'm here to guide you. To get the bolt driver, you will have to play a secret tune on the water harp. Unlike the main water harp puzzle, there is no written down solution. The only clue you will get is that once the bridge to the Ravager's lair is raised, the flutist nearby will change songs. This is the song you have to match to receive the bolt gun. If you want to attempt this yourself, look away, because now I will be putting the order of the pins on screen. Okay, you can look back now if you looked away. Once the tune has played, a pedestal will rise out of the ground just behind you, and the bolt driver will be in it. The bolt driver is a standard weapon, so it can be upgraded to level 20 and any weapon mod can be attached to it. Doesn't pack a punch, but its rate of fire can kill enemies at close range quickly. The Twisted Arabalest is the first long gun we're going to discuss. First, make sure you start in the Royal Throne Room and continue this quest line till you get to the Great Bowl. Here you will fight the Corruptor and the Corrupted God of Many Faces. For this fight, take out the Corrupted God of Many Faces' hands, and when he revives his hands, his head will open. This is your point to unload everything into it. When he goes down, the Corruptor will fly over to him and to revive him. While he is doing this, it leaves a massive weak spot on the underneath of the Corruptor. Shoot it and don't stop till the Corrupted God of Many Faces revives and the Corruptor returns to his spot. Now you don't just have the Corrupted God of Many Faces to deal with, you have the Corruptor's beam attack to deal with, which can kill you instantly. Use the ruined stairs between platforms to jump between them when the Corruptor charges the beam attack. Keep taking out the Corrupted God of Many Faces as discussed before, and keep trying to get the Corruptor to revive him. Keep taking out his weak point until he is dead. Once the Corruptor is dead, the God of Many Faces will die and you will receive the Twisted Lazaret, which when taken to McCabe, she will craft the Twisted Arabalest. The Twisted Arabalest is a 1-round magazine weapon that fires a bouncing energy disc effective with close to medium range. The mod that is attached to the Twisted Arabalest is Guardian's Call, which when mod power is full, primary fire becomes empowered and highlights enemies it strikes. Activating the mod cools down a Guardian's Sword on enemies struck by an empowered energy disc. Swords deal 100 damage and 3 times stagger within 5 meters. As with all world bosses, there's an alternative reward for killing it a different way, but we will come back to that later in the video. Once you've defeated the Corruptor, return to the Red Throne and speak to the Eternal Empress's aid. If you're polite, you will receive the Seal of the Empress. Make your way out of the Red Throne room and take a right into the library at the junction. Equipping the Seal of the Empress in here will reveal a secret room. Go down into the room and you will find Ford's Scattergun. Ford's Scattergun is an incredibly powerful shotgun that delivers a wide spread of pellets, making it most effective in short-range encounters. Its high damage output compensates for its low magazine capacity, ensuring devastating impact up close. The next 2 long guns are acquired from solving puzzles around Yaesha. The first one is the Crossbow, found in the Imperial Gardens. As you travel around the Imperial Gardens, you will find tablets with symbols on them behind walls that you can blow up. Remember these symbols and how many pieces of rot are on them. This gives you the order of the symbols for the puzzle later. The first tablet is found near where you start in the area in the ruins. 2 more are found in the ruins by the Midway World Stone. And then 1 is found by the Plymouth puzzle itself. Once you have them, head to the Plymouth puzzle and enter them in from the amount of rot they had on them, starting with the symbol with 0 rot to the final symbol which had 3 big chunks of rot on it. Once you have solved the puzzle, a secret room will reveal itself. Collect the treasure and the crossbow in this room. The crossbow is a standard weapon, so can be leveled up to level 20 and can have any mod attached to it. The crossbow is an accurate and deadly single shot weapon that excels in medium range engagements. Its low sound profile enables stealthy long distance attacks, perfect for the stealthy players out there. The next is the Sagittarius bow, located in the Cathedral of Omens. When you get to the main room and find a small room off it that has a book on a desk, this gives you how to solve all 3 puzzles. We're just going to concentrate on one of the puzzles. In the book it is called The Hope. Find the door that matches the symbol in the book. For me it was the one I entered from. Match the triangle shadow to this door as if you're looking at it. It needs 4 shadow circles with the relevant symbols in them. This is how the shadow puzzle needed to be arranged for me. Once done, a pedestal will rise from the middle of the room, with the Sagittarius bow on top of it. The Sagittarius bow is a legendary high-powered bow that deals high damage, particularly to weak spots. Skilled archers will love this weapon to deal with enemies from medium to long distance. The mod attached to the Sagittarius bow is Starfall. This fires a powerful arrow which deals 30 damage and opens a 7-meter portal that rains down star fragments. Each fragment deals 50 damage within 4 meters and lasts for 6 seconds. Next we have Merciless, which requires starting in the Forbidden Grove area. Doing this questline will lead you to the Ravenger's lair. Here the Ravager will talk to you, trying to persuade you to kill the Red Doe. With this fight there are 4 different outcomes with different rewards. To get this reward can be kinda tricky. You have to shoot the Ravager to start the boss fight. But while you are fighting, the Red Doe cannot die by your hand. So a stray bullet, or if you're using an archetype that has a companion like the Handler or the Summoner, your companion may attack the Red Doe, killing him. So I suggest not using these archetypes. Halfway through the battle, the Ravager will heal itself by eating the Red Doe. Perfect, now you can kill the Ravager. I have heard, but it has not happened to me, if you die during the fight before the doe is eaten, you will not get the reward to craft the Merciless. Aim for the big red weak spot on its back. Dodge incoming lunges and attacks and dispatch of the minions quickly when he spawns them. You will be given the Crimson Membrane when he is down. Take the Crimson Membrane to McCabe and she will craft you the Merciless long gun. This gun is perfect for the bleed builds out there. The Merciless deals high damage and causes bleeding over time. The mod that comes with the Merciless is Bloodlines. This fires a devastating blast which penetrates through all enemies in its path, dealing 150 damage with a 25% critical damage bonus and a 3 times additional stagger. Bloodline damage also increases by 50% for every enemy penetrated. You'd think me being older would make me more mature. Now that is all the guns that you can get in Yaesha, but there's still plenty of melee weapons to get which can provide that extra edge you need in tight situations. First up we have a 2-for-1 deal. The Red Doe Staff and the Rebellion Spear. Both of these can be attained in one playthrough of the Ravager and Doe questline. We are back in the Ravager's lair, approach the Doe, and a button prompt to revive the Doe will appear. Revive the Doe and he will charge the Ravager and one of its antlers will break in him. Fight the Ravager explained previously, but this time he won't have the Doe to eat to regain health. And once dead, you will be awarded the Doe's antler. Take this to McCabe and she will craft the Red Doe Staff for you. The Red Doe Staff is a magical staff that contains a healing spirit. It unleashes a powerful charge attack and can regenerate health for allies in its path. The mod attached is Lifeline. This has the ability that after dealing 250 damage, the next charge attack causes the spirit of the Red Doe to stampede forward, dealing 160 damage to enemies and regenerated 10% health to allies in its path. Once this is done, head back to the Forbidden Grove and speak to the NPC, Bedel the Valiant. I have probably just butchered that name. He will give you the Rebellion Spear for saving the Doe. The Rebellion Spear is a standard weapon that can be upgraded to level 20. It has a great range, great recovery, and focused direct damage for one-on-one combat. Next up is the Feral Judgement. This can be acquired during the Ravager Doe questline as well. Follow the same steps as for the Merciless, but this time you will have to kill the Doe after the battle begins. Once the Ravager is down, you will receive the Ravager's jawbone. Take this to McCabe and she will craft Feral Judgement. The Feral Judgement melee weapon are a pair of gauntlets with sharp crystal blades designed for rapid and vicious melee attacks. The mod attached to Feral Judgement is the Death Sentence. While dealing melee damage 6 times over 10 seconds empowers the Feral Judgement. When empowered, neutral backdash charge attacks apply Death Sentence to enemies. After 1.5 seconds of being sentenced, the enemy will suffer 10 phantom strikes, dealing 25 damage. Also deals 25% additional damage to bleeding enemies. The Edge of the Forest melee weapon can be found in the Imperial Gardens, a secret room behind some vines at the halfway world sign, just inside the ruins. Blow up the red orb and you'll have entrance to it. An elegant yet light blade designed to bring beauty to bloodshed, unstoppable in the hands of master swordsman. This is a standard weapon so can be upgraded to level 20. The Krell axe can be found in Endari's End. Make your way to the end of the temple and find the Endari's Endless Loop Ring. Step to the right and a pressure pad will open a door to a maze. Make your way through the maze and you will find the Krell axe. The Krell axe is an axe infused with Krell shock magic, which can be thrown and magically reappear in the wearer's hand. It applies an overloaded effect on hit and deals ongoing shock damage. The Krell axe mod is called Krell Edge. This allows you to charge to throw the Krell axe, which applies overloaded on hit, dealing 50 shock damage every 5 seconds for 10 seconds. Shortly after throwing, another will appear in the wielder's hand. Next is the Blade of Gull, which can be obtained at the Blood Moon altar using Blood Moon Essence. You will need Blood Moon Essence, which appears around the map during the Blood Moon event. I'm going to let you into a secret of how to farm it. When this happens, shoot all the wisps, and then you can leave the area by a fog wall and then come back to the area. The enemies will not respawn as long as you haven't used a world crystal, but the blood moon essence wisps will respawn. I usually was able to do it about 3 times before the event ended. If you're wondering how much to buy everything from the Blood Moon altar, it's about 65-66 Blood Moon essence. The Blade of Gull is a short but thick sword used by Gull warriors. Compact design makes for swift yet hard hitting blows, an excellent close range option, and it's a standard weapon to level 20. To receive the Royal Broadsword, you will need to get arrested in the Royal Throne Room. When speaking to the Empress assistant, disrespect her and start a fight with the guards, but you have to let the guards win. Once you wake up, you will find yourself in the jail and be opened up by the Emperor. Make your way to the 3rd floor and you can collect the Royal Broadsword. The Royal Broadsword is a great sword crafted with skills long forgotten. It deals high damage and once wielded by the Pans of Royal Guards, with razor sharp edges and a balanced design. This is a standard weapon so can be upgraded to level 20. Lastly, we have the Stonebreaker, which is arguably the most challenging weapon to obtain in Yaesha. Make your way to the Great Bowl again, but this time to defeat the Corruptor, you have to defeat it without taking out the corrupted god of many faces. The Corruptor has no weak spots apart from when firing its beams. You can take the corrupted god of many faces hands out, but cannot let it go down once. For me, this was running around, unloading everything into the Corruptor and avoiding the God of Many Faces jumps. Once you have taken the Corruptor down, this gives you the Hollow Heart. Take this to McCabe and she will craft you the Stonebreaker. Stonebreaker is a crafted greatsword made from the living stone of the twice defeated Guardian of the Pan, the God of Many Faces. The mod attached to this is called Fault Line, and charge attacks fires off ground-based shockwaves which deals 115 damage. With the hit and the shockwave, not many enemies can survive this, making it perfect for one-hit kills. Right, that is every weapon in Yaesha. I hope you found this video both helpful and enjoyable. If you did, please hit the like button and subscribe for more Remnant 2 videos. We also give you the option to vote for our next video, so be sure to check the Only Boss Fights community tab on the watch page. Thank you so much for watching and have a fantastic day, you amazing people.